You know, every great machine has an end. And for the legendary USS Nautilus, that end isn't just one single moment. It's this incredibly meticulous piece-by-piece disassembly. So today, we're going to take a look at how one of the most iconic vessels ever built is literally unmade, until there's nothing left but raw material. So where does a story like this even begin? Well, it starts right here, in what's basically a vast open-air industrial graveyard. It's a place most of us will never see, the final resting place where these giants of the sea come to be unmade. All right, first up, the Giant's final harbor. This is where the iconic sub, all scarred with rust and time, gets prepped for its ultimate disassembly. And even just sitting there rusting away, the sheer scale is just mind-blowing. You've got these massive transport systems working in perfect sync, just inching this thing into position. They have to stabilize and align it perfectly for the incredibly complex task that's coming up. And that contrast, wow, it really hits you. The same vessel that once commanded the ocean depths is now just a silent monument, its navy paint peeling away. This is ground zero for the monumental job of deconstruction. Okay, so now we're heading into the belly of the beast, really. This is the most sensitive and, frankly, the most dangerous stage of the whole operation, dealing with the sub's nuclear core. Before anyone even thinks about cutting a single piece of steel, safety is everything. I mean, it's the #1 priority. You've got teams in full hazmat gear approaching the nuclear heart with this slow, methodical, painstaking caution. There is absolutely zero room for error here. It really is like a slow, super controlled dance between the human teams and these incredibly precise robots. Every single movement is calculated. Every step is designed to make that vessel safe for the heavy deconstruction that's about to begin. All right, so once that massive nuclear threat is taken care of, the team can finally start the really intricate job of stripping out the submarine's complex inner layers. But it's not just the reactor you have to worry about. Oh no, there's this whole hidden layer of other hazards to deal with. We're talking about a complex cocktail of materials: asbestos, old fuel, toxic chemicals, heavy metals, and these huge battery banks. All of that has to be carefully extracted before any of the real structural work can even start. Just try to picture it. You're stepping inside this incredibly tight, cramped space. You have technicians meticulously disconnecting and cataloging every single thing: control panels, sonar gear, and that unbelievably complex web of pipes and wires that was once the vessel's entire nervous system. And when you hear the crew talking, pull those cables, watch the corner of the panel. You really get a sense of the intense human coordination it takes. It's a slow, deliberate, careful process where every single component is handled with absolute precision. There's actually a name for this whole process. They call it de-identification. As all those valuable components get salvaged and the inside is stripped bare, the Nautilus transforms. It stops being a ship and just becomes a hollow steel shell. It's literally losing its identity, piece by agonizing piece. Okay, now we get to the really dramatic part. This is where you see sheer brute force meet incredible industrial precision to take apart the mighty hull itself. But before those torches even fire up, you've got workers crawling all over this hollowed-out shell. They're marking these super precise lines right across the hull, creating a roadmap for the cuts to make sure the massive frame stays stable while it's being dissected. And then it begins. This is where heavy industry just takes over with this incredible roar. The air just fills with heat, light, and that unmistakable sound of metal being torn apart. I mean, this is just raw power, completely unleashed. You see these blinding arcs of light from plasma torches slicing right through layers of thick steel, chopping the once invincible submarine into massive, more manageable sections. And even with the hull wide open, you can't forget about that reactor compartment. It gets handled with just the utmost care. The entire deactivated unit is lifted out as one sealed piece and moved away for its own specialized, separate processing. So that brings us to the final act. The huge remaining sections of the Nautilus are about to undergo their ultimate transformation, from parts of a ship into raw, reusable material. And we're not talking about small pieces here. We're talking about hundreds and hundreds of tons of high-strength steel. What was once a single, powerful vessel is now just a collection of massive pieces, getting lifted and moved across the yard by giant cranes, ready for that final reduction. This whole stage is what you'd call the final reduction. What once a recognizable section of a hull becomes anonymous fragments. A sealed compartment turns into a pile of scrap. This is the last step in erasing every single trace of its former life. And that final transformation, wow. It all starts with this one overwhelming sound, this constant grinding and crushing as massive industrial shredders just tear through the metal with relentless force. Think about it. What goes into that shredder is clearly a piece of a submarine, but what comes out is just a uniform stream of anonymous, shredded metal. And in that moment, the identity of the USS Nautilus is completely and finally erased. But you know what? This really isn't the end. It's more of a transformation. You see cranes sorting the fragments into these huge stockpiles of steel, copper, and aluminum. The old giant is now ready for a new purpose, a new life as raw material. When you see this whole process from start to finish, you realize that even in deconstruction, there's transformation. It really makes you wonder about the life cycle of all the incredible things we build. Is it ever truly the end of the story, or is it just the beginning of a whole new chapter?